Sean, you were able to hold Butler without a field goal, without a point really for over 11 minutes there between the first and second half. What did you think of the defensive effort from Xavier overall?
Yeah, I thought we came out at halftime, as we oftentimes do. It's kind of the identity of how we've played during the Big East season, where it seems like we're better in the second half than we are in the first. I know not always, but for the most part, that's how I see it. Typical, almost like the Georgetown game where we were down 12 and we made a big run. Butler really, I think, gave us a great opportunity during that stretch. We weren't scoring nearly as much as we needed to. When you get that many stops, you really have the chance to maybe create some transition opportunities. That's when we're at our best. Maybe create some easy shots or easier shots for our guards. And we didn't convert during that. We did, but not nearly enough to put real pressure on them. The score could have almost become a tie game, something like that. The other part is I thought our defense was better. In fairness, I thought Butler missed a couple shots in the second half that they were right there. And look, I think they were 0 for 9, and then we had them go 9 for 10 or 10 for 11. So you think about that, 0 for 9, 10 for 11. It's hard to do in the same game. So I would chalk up the 0 for 9, maybe more to do with Butler than us. But we fought in the second half. We've been undermanned to some degree from the onset this season. And, now we go to a different category, losing Dalen Swain. You feel it during the game, but we have to do the best that we can. And we fought to the end. Proud of our guys to be this late in the year. Butler had a great crowd. I know this was their final home game of the year. And, we were in jeopardy of maybe letting the score get lopsided, and that did not happen.
Coach, Brad checks in with about 8 minutes left. Does that go back to what you said last week about, knowing he's going to give it his all when he's on the floor?
Yeah, sometimes just putting a guy in, it's not necessarily just putting him in as much as allowing a couple guys just to take a breath, catch a break, especially this late in the year. It's very difficult with the way they're pressuring and just the intensity of the games being in March to ask one of our guys to go 40 minutes. And, for us, we play fast. That's something we're building our program around. And I don't think it's going to be right to not play fast either, because we go the other direction, we're going to have a much more difficult time scoring. So being able to put Brad in, he's really our only option other than Trey Green. And, from a scholarship perspective, we have 6 scholarship guys that have season-ending injuries. I think at Arizona, man, I went about 8 to 10 years, and I don't know if we had more than 6. And each of those, by the way, out there were devastating. It's like, oh, my God, we lost a guy for the year. We've lost 6 guys. And, obviously Zach and Jerome at the beginning, Dalen here at the very end. So we're going to fight all the way to the end, do the best that we can. But, yeah, Brad, I think, is going to be called on. And we have to be better on defense.
Quincy didn't play for the final 6 minutes of this game. Did you feel like that was just a matchup thing tonight for Quincy?
Yeah, I thought Quincy, first of all, I thought Butler did a great job defending him. Posh Alexander doesn't get nearly the credit he deserves. I sure hope he's on the all-defensive team. I'm sure he is. He impacts the game, scoring, rebounding. His steals, he had 4. But he mirrored Quincy. He defended Quincy. And then when he was guarding other players, he disrupted our offense. He's sometimes he's like a free safety in football that just is such a game changer. He can make all these plays. So I thought he was terrific. But, I didn't think Quincy had it on defense. He could do better.
You mentioned Alexander on the defensive end. He's 2 for 4 from 3 tonight. It's kind of been a stretch where he shot well from deep. It is obviously has a track record of not being a great shooter, but has the scout on him kind of changed as he's hit more shots recently?
Yeah, I wouldn't even say recently. I think he's put together a heck of a Big East season. I had him at, about 37%. So you shoot 37% in game 20. There's a couple guys that, I'll take that percentage on our end. I think any coach will. So to Posh's credit, he's worked, obviously, and added that to something. He's always been a terrific player, and I only have 1 year of experience with him last year. but the dynamic of him taking and making open threes not only helps Butler, but it really takes his game to another level. That's to his credit. He's one of my favorite players because he impacts the game in so many ways. Offensive rebounding, steals, pressure defense, chasing cutters, high assist, making big plays at the end of games, and now, he makes 3-point shots.